Hi everyone, I am Alchemistic. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing a very special testimonial from a client. She sent me over this audio message to help inspire others, as she's been inspired from audio messages that I've played on my channel before. Before I get into that, if you are new to me, I post content on manifestation. If you'd like to work with me personally, links to my services is in the description. I also have a member side of my channel that has a lot of great things over there as well. If you want to check that out, information to that and the different tiers is in the description as well. And I just released a brand new free self-concept guide. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this a free guide, and it's really as in-depth as my ebooks, is because self-concept is literally the foundation of everything. No matter what it is that you want to manifest, no matter what life you want to live, it all boils down to self-concept, aka your identity. I have a lot of videos on the topic as well if you want to check those out. But if you want the free guide, information to that is in the description. And I'm already getting feedback, guys. I already have people emailing me, people booking calls with me and telling me first thing on the call, your guide was everything. They told me that I should be charging for it, but I'm not going to. I plan on keeping it free, at least for now, however long I keep it free for. And literally within the first 2 days of me releasing this, and all I did was announce it on here, on Reddit, on TikTok, and Instagrams. Within 2 days, I had 200 people, over 200 people download it. And like I said, I'm already getting feedback of people telling me that they've experienced shifts, of telling me how in-depth this is, telling me I should be charging for it and everything in between. So if you want to check that out, information is below. Sneakily, you are signing up to my mailing list, but no spam, promise. All it is me giving you lessons, kind of a little mini lesson within the email, and then I link you to one of my YouTube videos about that topic. And it's only every other day to every 4 days that I send out an email. So if you want to get the free guide, check that out. But let's go ahead and get into this. So as always, guys, I am going to play her audio message on my phone live for you. We're going to listen to it together, and then I'm going to go over what coaching she got with me, what happened, and everything in between. That way, if you can't afford my services, you can be inspired by this and make shifts yourself. Now, as always, before I play the audio message, I want to emphasize that when you're listening to these success stories, do not compare yourself in a negative way. Realize that every person that you hear from is literally you pushed out. So this person is just you. I am just you. We are in your awareness to show you your power. So don't listen to her message and think, how can she do it and I can't? Think, because she can do it, that means I can too. So let's go ahead and play her message really quickly.
Hello, Alchemistic. I want to share with you my success story as a result of working with you. So I reached out to you regarding my son. He was 2.5, not speaking yet. He just got autism diagnosis, level 1, and before we got the diagnosis and all of that, I was really depressed. I was grieving, not because of the diagnosis, but because of the possibility that he might not ever communicate. I might not hear his voice talk or feel his affection. Because even myself, I think I am on the spectrum, especially after the videos you posted about not being able to visualize or to robotically affirm. All of these things really resonated with me, so I am really grateful for your existence in life. So anyway, I reached out to you because my son was not communicating. He would always hand lead me to the kitchen, and I would guess what he wanted. and he was distracted in his little world. And he was going to therapy, and also like we would do things around the house, like really limit screen time and stuff like that. Anyway, you give me the advice, and you sent me, because I am like you, I am auditorial. You were telling me affirmation of how I have the best kids in the world, and how that my kid is normal and communicating and all of these things. Also, like, note, I reached out to you because I was looking in the internet and see if anyone was having the same issue as I had, and had success manifesting that, but I didn't find it. And I don't know why, like, I got a nudge to reach out to you, which I'm grateful for, and I wish that this voice note might help somebody. And just to be clear again, it's not about him having this diagnosis, it's about communication. Anyway, what I did is that you give me affirmation about him, and I embodied them. And I, at first, like, I was hesitant. I wasn't sure about manifesting for other people, but I said, those are my children. If I don't do this for them, for the betterment of their life, who would do that for them? So I did that for them, both of them, but I will focus on my son. So for my son, I would always like see him as communicating, as normal, as all of that. And whenever I had a negative thought, I would always like have self-dialogue of, no, that's not true. He's great. He's amazing. He's communicating. And before I knew it, he started requesting things. He would come to me and say apple. He would come to me, say water, milk. And like my mind was blown, but at the same time, I was not very shocked, because like part of it was like, oh my God, I was so happy to hear his voice. The other part was like, yeah, of course, like he's that, he has been that all along. And we built on that from there. And I kept on like holding this image to the point that now, like, I see him like as a normal kid no matter what. And I don't feel anxious or depressed. I feel happy and excited about his future. And I see him as smart and intelligent. And as I was like in that state, things would come up to me, for example, on TikTok, on my TikTok feed, like tips and advice and sometimes supplements, and they wouldn't be like your typical advices, but I would follow them. And one summer, we didn't have the time or like resources to put him in therapy, so like for a month, like he stayed at home and I was with him. And I would like apply some of these tips. They were really simple, and I would stay with him and play with him. And then I noticed that he started forming towards sentences. He's playing, he's being imaginative. Like, I don't know if people think this is a big deal, but it's a big deal when a kid with an ASD diagnosis to play with their dolls and to pretend that they say things, even if he babbles, and to feed them and put them in a blanket. And then he also started acknowledging his sister, and he turned into a different kid. He's so happy, so affectionate. He's speaking, he's getting there. He understands us. He understands like when we tell him to close the door or put this in the trash. He's such a good kid. So this is the success story. I don't think I could have done it without you having a similar story and showing me the example and uplifting me and seeing the end I went before I see it. So you helped me form the vision and see the vision, and I would play your audio over and over at first, and it was really helpful until it became the truth. And because it's about my son and all of that, I was so serious about it. I was so adamant about it, and I feel that's why I had relatively fast results. And also because I was worried about other things in life, so sometimes that helps. But you were amazing, and I am grateful that you went through your life experiences and stories, and that we have similar ones. Like I remember when you said to me, "Oh, I know why you came to me. Why, like God or the universe made you come to me because I had this issue, blah blah blah." And it's inspiring to know about your son. And I wish you and your family all the happiness and all the best. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. So she did at one point accidentally say her name, and she did ask me to edit that out. So if you hear kind of like a little disconnect there, I did edit out her name. So let's go ahead and dive into this. She first came to me months ago, and she ordered my audio message coaching. So you can either get an email or an audio. It's one of the most cost-effective one-on-one services you can get with me. And I read her story. She typed me a pretty long email, and that's okay. I read her story, and then I sent her over this audio message. Now, when she's saying that I gave her an affirmation, I didn't tell her an affirmation to say. That's not the type of coach that I am. I was telling her, listen, you need to look at your son in a different light. You're seeing him this way, so that's why he's showing up that way. And this is what I was getting at earlier when I talked about everyone is you pushed out. Because she started seeing her son differently, as you see, he's making vast improvements. He went from nonverbal to now talking. And that's huge. That is absolutely huge, especially for a parent that has a neurodivergent child. Now, I myself am ASD1 with ADHD. I post content for neurodivergent people. If you want to check out that playlist, I will link it below as well. But I was never nonverbal, but my sister was. I had a little sister, and she passed away a few years ago, but she was ASD3, and she was born deaf. And so she was nonverbal, and she wouldn't respond to really anyone. So it was hard to teach her sign language when she wouldn't really respond to anyone. And then she went through some surgeries to help her hearing. And I remember they were teaching me sign language to teach her because I was the only one she would respond to. And I was only 6 years old when she was born. So I told them, no, she is smart. She is a genius. You're just not seeing it. And she can hear, right? She just doesn't want to hear you. And she eventually started responding. She eventually started talking, not just to me, but to some others. And as she got older, she was a firecracker. As she got older, especially in her teens, she would literally tell them, I don't want to talk to you. And so it proved what I even said as a child. I knew that my sister's quote unquote disability didn't dictate her intellect, didn't dictate her capabilities, didn't dictate how she could thrive in life. Take me as an example. I was literally diagnosed with ASD1 and ADHD, dyslexia, OCD, depression, anxiety, you name it, right? So the whole plethora of things, right? This is why I can talk on those things, about those things on my channel. And I don't let that define me. I use it as my superpower. And this is what I talk about on my Neurodivergence series. Is called the Neurospicy series or something like that. I forgot exactly what I titled it offhand. But this is what I told her. I said, you need to see your children as different. And I said, see them as perfect, see them as beautiful, see that your son is intelligent. He can talk. He talks to you all the time. He's interacting all the time. He's doing this, he's doing that. I didn't tell her to use this as an affirmation. I was saying it to her so that way it could click in her head. And as you heard, her son has made major shifts since. And that, honestly, when I first listened to that message, I cried. Because sure, we have the SPs, we have, business success, we have all these things. But what supersedes that? Your child, your children, right? Your family, your loved ones, your pets, your parents, your siblings, I don't care who it is. Those closest to us like that. Especially if you perceive them as struggling, just change your perception. Even Neville Goddard talks about this. He talks about changing the perception of someone that was unemployed to now they're gainfully employed, and then that person became employed. You just need to see people differently, and they will show up in your awareness differently. When I talked about everyone is you pushed out, that's essentially what I told her. I said, your son is just you, reflecting what you believe. And it's not necessarily belief. And I need to do a video on this, on belief versus knowing. It's a knowing. You know this about your son. So change the knowing. Change it to he is thriving. He's intelligent. He's talking. All of these things. And as you see, everything shifted for her. And guys, you can do this too. It's not just her. It's not just the other success stories that I have on my channel. I post these to inspire you guys. And in between, of course, I do my regular coaching content, but you can do this too. You are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's kind of like people try to tell me my neurodivergency is something wrong with me and I should manifest it away. Why? It's who I am. And because of my neurodivergency, I get on phone calls and people can go all over the place and I'll bring it right back to center. They can go off in Pluto, come back again. I can go off in Pluto, come back again, and I'll get them right on point. I can compartmentalize things. I can multitask. They could be on this topic, that topic, and I'll go right back to the middle. I use the way that my brain works to my advantage. So there's nothing wrong with you. If you're watching this and you're neurodivergent yourself, or if you have a family member or a loved one that's neurodivergent or a child, there's nothing wrong with them. They are perfect. They are made this way by design. And it's for a reason. We don't all have to be normal. We don't all have to be neurotypical. I'm going to do more videos on this topic. I've done a few, but as she said, I've done videos on robotic affirmations don't work for me. Okay? I will obsess over it too much because of how my mind works. I can't visualize. I have aphantasia. I found that out recently. I've never been able to visualize. And sure, I could change that assumption. I could change that awareness, but why should I? I can manifest easier by just knowing. And really, that's all it boils down to. No matter what technique you do, no matter what method you do, it all comes down to your knowing, your identity, your self-concept. Those are the main things. And literally, your entire world will shift. So guys, I wanted to keep it at that. I will be recording a few videos in regards to visualizing, in regards to belief versus knowing, and everything in between. So stay tuned for that. But I hope that this story inspired you guys. If you yourself are experiencing neurodivergency, or someone you love is, I want you to comment and let me know. I would love to hear about your beautiful mind, their beautiful mind, and just see them differently. Okay? Don't see their differences as a negative. It's a positive. That's it. And of course, if you would like to grab my free self-concept guide, link is in the description. But until next time, guys, I know no matter who's watching my videos, day or night, you're about to have the best day or night of your life. And I already know that's the case for you. Take care.